All right, we are on. Today's an exciting one. It finally made it happen. I got on the absolute legend, one of South Australia's hottest boxing prospects, Connor Reid.
Flattering me. No, I appreciate you finally getting it done, man. It's awesome, mate.
It's been a while in the making, but you're a busy dude, eh?
I try to be. Yeah,
And you got the gym that just opened. Is it 48?
Yeah. Down in Lonsdale there. It's a wicked new gym, man. It's like wild lighting. You know, the forwards. Yeah, it's the worst.
I haven't been in there, but I've known a few people who've trained there and shit, and they reckon it's fucking legit.
Sick, man. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, so like we've moved. Like we were training a gym on Main Road there. And it just, I think the lease work or something happened that we ended up moving to a gym. And then, they built that joint and, yeah, it's sick. All the clubs moved down there and, yeah, all the boys box out of there now.
So where did you used to train at? It wasn't West Central, was it?
No. So they're West Central, we're West Side. And, yeah, we used to train out a gym there. It's a Rive Fitness Centre, so it's like a proper gym, sauna pool and that. And then, yeah, that kind of didn't work for a while and then we moved down this way.
No shit. Are you from up here?
So I grew up in Hallett Cove way, so close enough. And then, yeah, I live like down closer to Glenelg.
Yeah,
nowadays.
No shit.
Yeah.
And are you a trainer at 48?
No, so I'll barely get a chance to get down there, man, to be honest with you. Like, because I've got such a busy schedule with all, strength conditioning, other training and stuff. Like, I might only get down there on a Wednesday or something like that.
No shit.
Yeah, it's killer. I love getting down there.
Is your dad your trainer?
Yeah. So my old boy and then Rod Davis, who's, my original coach and stuff. I go out to Campbelltown to see him a couple times a week. And then, obviously, Rick, who coaches my dad at the gym as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and your dad used to be a boxer?
No. So I was probably the first one that kind of kicked off with it. It was like, he did a bit of kickboxing that growing up, as a lot of lads do. And then, yeah, man, like I always loved fighting and all that kind of stuff growing up. And then did taekwondo and stuff, but I was tiny kid. I couldn't get into the adults class and spar and stuff, so I kind of cut ties with that. And then, yeah, went to originally start kickboxing somewhere, and then fizzled out for a while, played footy.
Fuck, we almost got him.
I know.
We almost fucking got him.
I was looking, man. I was looking. And then, yeah, like a family friend of ours was a professional boxer with my coach now that I was talking about, and then just started training there and at 11, and fuck, man, I've missed a day since, so.
No shit.
Yeah, love it.
And you were saying, I was looking up last night, and online it says on the, what is it, boxing
Box rec, yeah, like the record.
Box rec.
Yeah.
They had that you had only 20 amateur fights, but you were saying it's more like fucking 70.
It'd probably be close to that mid 60s, 70s mark by the time I finished. Yeah, like I tried for the Olympics when I was, let's say, freshly 18. Lost my quarterfinal. Lad that beat me ended up going away. I think he's still the rep. And then, yeah, man, like my dream's always been kind of the pro scene more so than the amateur kind of side of things. So
the Olympics is like a different. I don't know. I'm not a diehard boxing fan like I am an MMA fan. Olympic boxing is heaps different to pro boxing, isn't it? It's more like harder amateur boxing?
Yeah, it's probably more so compared to like a marathon and a sprint. Like you've got your 3-minute rounds, and boys are just banging on for those threes and stuff. But it's more so. Amateur boxing is, as much as like your Olympics is probably your goal, like your absolute goal to get a medal or at least go, it's your apprenticeship. Like I wouldn't be anywhere near as good as I am now if I didn't do, like those 10 years amateur and stuff like that. So, like you go there, assuming you go to Com Games, go to the Olympics, stuff like that. That's when, you've got a bit more stuff on your resume. When you turn pro, it's a bit easier to get into the bigger scene.
So you were training for the Olympics?
Yeah, so I trialled, didn't get into the team, and then kind of just went, all right, look, I'm just going to try and, like I put in the hard work. I've always wanted to be a pro, so I'm going to start making some money out of it, man, more or less. I love it. It's good.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that you didn't get past the trials, and then it really because I've seen you fight and you're a fucking savage.
I appreciate it.
And then there's people like Callum Peters.
Machine, eh?
Who's like, how old is he? He's like 18, fresh 18, 19.
Yeah. So me and him went together to the AIS when I was, probably not long before I trialled for the Olympics and stuff like that. And yeah, even back then, machine. Absolutely.
He's
machine.
A freak.
Absolutely.
Like, I've been trying to get it. He's so busy.
Oh, I can imagine, man.
He's fighting, like, it feels like he fights every second week.
And he's got like bloody Eddie Hearn after him and stuff, man. He's killing it.
Does he?
Yeah. I remember at the Commonwealth Games after he won his his quarterfinal or his semi or something like that. They showed a little cut screen of him and Eddie having a chat, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
so
sick.
good.
Yeah, it's killer.
He's probably one of the best promoters in the game.
100%.
Probably I'd say even the best.
Yeah, he's got so much pull. Yeah, he kills it, eh?
He does kill it. Boxing's just boxing's so different to MMA in the way the promotions and shit are structured. It's confusing as fuck for someone who doesn't follow boxing like a religion. It's hard to understand why can't fucking the best just fight the best.
That's
because
it,
of politics.
Oh, it's a business, dude.
It probably even happens to you on like the local fucking South Australian or Australian scene.
That's it, even from grassroots all the way up. You know, it's like your amateur boxing, that's where it's, you know, it is more of a sport, it's more of a competition, that kind of thing. But pro boxing is just it's a business, man.
Yeah.
It's a business at the end of the day. You know, you try and find someone that you can build up and make some money out of, and so yeah, they get protected until they get to those bigger fights, you know. Whereas UFC, man, you want to make it, you just got to smash everyone.
Yeah,
you know,
and you just have a lot of fights before you just turn pro.
100%.
MMA fighters, like I had a bloke on the other day, Damien Voller, and he's 8-1. That's a massive amateur record for an MMA fighter.
Yeah, right.
Like
See, I don't know the scene all that well. Like I love UFC.
That's an amateur record.
Yeah, right.
And that is a massive amateur record for an MMA
joke.
because I think because of the damage and the wear and tear on your body from the
that makes
sport.
sense.
I think people have like usually three to four fights, even 5. And then they'll jump straight to pro.
Learn on the job, eh?
And there's also not as many amateurs because MMA is still a rising sport. It's not as established as boxing, but it has fucking gone crazy in the last like 8 years.
Oh, I can imagine that, eh? And that makes sense. Like, yeah, there's no point wrecking your body before you even start making money out of it.
You've never thought of like jumping over to the dark side, eh?
I've always said, man, once I finish my boxing and, you know, I make as much as I want to make out of it and do my thing, I love to do it. Whether it be for, I don't know, like a charity thing or whatever it is, I love to fight MMA.
Your super bantam, is it?
I go anywhere between, super bantam.
That's another thing that fucking confused me with boxing, man.
It's all about opportunity,
and
bro.
it's all like 2.5 kilo apart or a kilo apart.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah. So in the lighter divisions, it's not so bad as you get, you know, like higher divisions.
What's the lightest you can get?
Probably bantam, and that's pushing it. Like that's a proper, like you're cutting from.
What's
the start
bantam in boxing?
So that's probably 53.
What is it in pounds? Do you know?
Do some quick maths. It's probably
53 is like 123 pounds.
Give or take.
Yeah, right. So you can make 125. So you could make like 50. Oh, dude, you do so well.
I'd love to do it.
The only thing is in the lighter weight classes in MMA, they don't probably hit as hard or as quick as you. So you've got that. The only thing you need to learn is how to not get submitted.
That's it, man. They take me down.
You don't even need to learn jiu-jitsu because you're not going to get amazing at fucking jiu-jitsu. You might because you're an athlete. Like,
but only so much. Eh?
The work ethic will translate over though. Like if you get obsessed with jiu-jitsu as much as you're obsessed with boxing, you'll be a fucking gun in like a year.
Yeah, I know what you mean, eh?
But it's more just not getting submitted. Like you just need to learn how to.
On your feet, eh?
You just got to learn how to not get tapped and learn to wrestle your way back up.
Yeah,
and
100%.
everyone will be fucked.
I love to. Like at the end of the career, I've always said I'd love to do it for whatever.
Just try it out.
Yeah, just to throw some elbows.
Dude, if you crack someone with like you cracked that cunt fucking 2 months ago with that overhand.
I know, eh? Yeah.
If you crack someone like that with a 4-ounce glove, they're gonna go. That's gonna
and that's
ruin
the
their
difference
life.
again. Like, you know, they're even smaller again. Like we fight in 6s and they feel fucking tiny, bro.
Dude, 6s are.
Oh, sorry, 8.
Do you fight in 8? But when you got 8s on like or someone like fucking Mostyn, they look like just hands.
And it's not a big jump up. So like I think it's maybe 65 kilos plus or something like that. You go from 8s to 10s. But when you're like a big boy like him, bro, 8 out.
It looks like a mitten, dude.
Nothing. Yeah.
I remember I seen my first 8-ounce boxing glove, and I was like, dude, that would hurt.
Pain.
That's not that much worse. That's not that much softer than a UFC glove.
No, and a lot of your weight
is
here, bro. Yeah, the weight's here. Like you got a little bit of padding over your knuckles.
I don't know this. I don't know. Fucking try this on. This is fucking so
dangerous, bro.
That's a legit UFC glove too. That's signed.
Yeah, so that's a big difference. Like that's dangerous.
But look how quick you'd punch in that.
I reckon you break your thumbs and your hands so much. I don't know how they don't do them more often, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, a big problem in MMA is eye pokes and shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I don't know, when you're boxing, obviously you got the glove, so when you're measuring your range and shit, you probably, I don't know if you do, but you poke your hand out,
100%.
Pump fake jabs and shit.
Yeah.
like heaps of people overextend and just go bink straight
And
in
that's
the
the
eye.
worst. Even getting punched in the eye. It's a good shot directly in the eye with
It
boxing
sucks,
gloves.
it
It's
blinds
shocking,
you.
bro. Like you can't see. I remember it's a bit of a funny one. As an amateur, me and old boy were warming up out the back at the Don Polsky. Like we both, he had no gloves on, and I had like gloves on, just getting ready to walk out. And I was like, let's do a bit of touch, you know, like just get my head moving, blah blah blah. And it's never happened before. And he's gonna just throw the lightest little punch, and this finger's gone directly in my eye as I'm about to walk down the stage. I couldn't see, man. Like it went directly in, it started to well up. I couldn't see a thing. I was like, brilliant. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, he's what he's now, you know.
Do you, when you were, you're probably not as the same as you were like 5 years ago now in boxing, but do you, when you're spar really fucking hard? Because that used to be a thing with boxing. I remember,
Yeah.
I'm not like years ago, like decades ago, they used to just, same as MMA
Dog
gyms,
house, eh?
but a lot of people just lost their careers before they even got to the pros.
Yeah, punchy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you plan it. So you might do like your lads at your gym or lads that you work with that you just consistently get your rounds out.
Yeah.
You know, might not be turning up too much because they're your mates and that. But you know, you go and spar at the gyms or whatever it is. It's one of those things you
Depends
watch it.
who it
You
is.
watch it progress and progress. So like everyone's very respectful. Like I haven't met many lads that, like you said, are in the US that talk shit and all the rest of it. Everyone's really good. But as you know, someone lands a shot, someone lands another shot, it just amps up, and by the end of it, yeah,
It's like anything.
you bang on it a fair bit.
I remember, I think Callum Peters
Yeah.
fucking put up a live stream of him sparring. They spar some hard
100%.
rounds.
And you got
eh?
it, because there's no point, cruising through your sparring. You get in there and it's a dogfight.
They spar some hard rounds.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Do you travel around? You jump gyms heaps?
We try and get wherever we can. Like, there's not a lot of lighter lads here in Adelaide. I'll spar with bigger boys. Doesn't really matter. But we definitely try and go over Melbourne or wherever we can get sparring. As we kind of progress through, the bigger fights and stuff. Yeah, we'll have to jump around for sparring as much as we can, bro.
I trained at a gym. I trained at TJ's.
Yeah.
I just went to go suss it out because I'd never been to a proper boxing gym. I'd only been to MMA gyms, and I was like, "Oh, I got pretty good hands. I should be fine." And I went to
Easy work,
famous last words, eh? And then I went, and just the training alone, my arms were fucked.
That's it, man. Like, before you even start, your shoulders are cooking. You feel like you got nothing left in your arms.
But it's just wild how just watching a boxer's feet. Me and Miles were talking about it today. Me and Miles Simpson trained in the morning, and we were just doing some footwork shit. And he's like, it's crazy because he did a boxing camp, so he was around boxers and shit. He trained with that Peter Lotch.
From West?
Yes,
Peter
yes.
Lottich, yeah, he's good.
Trained, did some privates with him, and Miles' footwork was getting good. And he's like, but you watch these boxers, and they're just
it's a different
like
ballgame.
it's like they're gliding.
That's it, man. And you have to, because that half a step, even less, is the difference between getting nailed and being out of range. So if you're good at that, it makes your life so much easier. You don't have to waste as much energy. You can just kind of be in, out.
But it's a game of millimeters
That's
boxing.
it,
You
man.
get so you'd get so good at just judging perception and distance.
That's it, man. Yeah. And it makes a massive difference being able to move well, because like I said, you're not putting as much strain on your torso, all that kind of stuff. You can just step out of range instead of rolling or slipping or grabbing on. You cruise through the fight.
We hopefully will be going to Mayweather's gym. We're going to Vegas
Oh, killer.
to watch. We're all watching one of the boys perform at ADCC, a jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
competition up in Vegas.
That'll be psycho,
So the
eh?
whole gym's going, like 15 of us.
Is that Declan lad?
Declan Moody, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen his Instagram. That he's a machine, huh?
He's a fucking animal, man. So the ADCC would be. I want to say it's like the equivalent of the Olympics for a jiu-jitsu person, which it is. But it's also more like a main event, like a massive main event, like a Fury Wilder for jiu-jitsu, because the best of the best are all performing against each other.
So like you win it, is there like a cash prize or something
There's
like
a
that?
cash prize, but if you win ADCC, you could travel the whole world and charge $200 and $50 a person for a seminar and have 100 people seminars.
Man. That's crazy.
Like, do you know what I mean? Even if you get a medal at an ADCC, anyone around the world's going to want to get knowledge off of you. So jiu-jitsu money's more in seminars and DVDs or like YouTube videos, tutorials and shit. It's not as like their cash prizes. I'd be really shocked if it's more than 100,000.
Okay,
which is huge for jiu-jitsu.
100 US is crazy.
That's crazy for jiu-jitsu. That's 100%. Massive.
Yeah,
But yeah, I reckon that it's going to be wild. But hopefully we're going to go to Mayweather's gym.
Yeah,
because you pay, I think, like a couple $100, $300
Is that
American.
it? No shit.
Well, there's only certain places you can, like, you can only go to certain areas, and it's whatever's happening on the day. So it could be Floyd hitting the bag, or it could be I don't know if Tank still trains there. If Tank could be sparring that day, or Devin or Haney could be fucking sparring that day.
Money, eh?
Or it could just be people fucking cleaning the gym.
Yeah,
you know?
cleaners got the mobs out and that. Yeah,
but yeah.
Look, you'd pay it anyway just to see it, man.
Did you grow up watching boxing?
Not really, man. No. Like, I always liked fighting, so it was more so like when YouTube was just starting to kick off. It was always just like what like Kimbo Slice, all the original kind of stuff. And then man, like growing up playing footy, you always gotten like punch ons or jumper punch, whatever it is. Like I always was that type of lad, and then probably got to the point where mum and dad were like, let's try and channel it a little bit as opposed to what could have happened. I'd probably a completely different lad if I didn't start boxing. It's taught me heaps, like discipline, like all the, when my mates were out partying and stuff growing up, when it was a big thing, I was home getting ready for fights.
Which probably saved you a lot of trouble.
Yeah, 100%, man. And especially, being a shorter lad, that probably...
Because if you're walking around and you're shorter, but you got a hot head and you fucking know how to fight, and you're pissed up when you're 17 with a fucking hard dick and fucking a bottle of Jack Daniels, you're just going to cause havoc.
That's it. Little fat lamb in hand. It's dangerous, eh?
Yeah, fighters in general, whether it be MMA fighters, boxers, jiu-jitsu athletes, any form of combat sports, those men, if they weren't doing that, would be fucking psychos.
That's it, man.
Because they're not all... They need that it's very rare you get, like, say, I don't know what would be the equivalent in boxing, but you get like a George St. Pierre who's very soft-mannered and well-spoken. Even he's a fucking psycho.
That's it, man. And you got to go through a lot, in whatever aspect to be that kind of lad. Like, he wouldn't have always been that gentle, well-spoken type of dude. It would have taken, a lot of training, a lot of discipline, all that kind of stuff.
And trauma and shit fucking helps. For some reason, there's a massive correlation with trauma and elite level athletics or elite level anything.
100%, bro. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd be a completely different lad. You got to be a little bit gone, or not all there to want to get punched in the head.
It terrified. When I first started training, I really wanted to have just one fight, whether it be Muay Thai or MMA. The actual lead up to it would kill me.
It's shocking.
It's not even the walkout, or it'd be I would not want to lose because it would irk me for ages if I lost.
100%.
And I think the actual build up would eat me alive.
Oh, that feeling, bro, is shocking. I remember my first fight, probably like 3-4 days, probably longer. Like
just one sec, bro. One sec. Let me just turn this fucking fridge off because it sounds like an airplane. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I remember like that whole lead up, I would have been 12 or something like that. And I was just sitting there.
It's wild that you fought at 12.
That's it, man. Like I probably trained for a couple of months at 11, and then when I turned 12, which is the age to fight here, like I just went after. I think my first fight was like a state title or something like that at fucking 36 or 38 kilos, like tiny. And then, fuck, man, I remember just like feeling like physically ill for almost a week because I was that nervous. I know families coming to watch.
You were fucking 12. That's like pretty normal. I'm a grown ass.
Oh, it doesn't change. It doesn't matter, right? No,
you still wing out.
Lots of grown lads that are going like getting ready for their first fights and that, and they're like, I'm felt this in my entire life, eh? Like I feel like I just want to fucking move states or run away.
Have you controlled that like I imagine it would feel the same every fight, but you just learn to control it more. Like now you can control that adrenaline dump maybe and try 100%. And peak at a better time than fucking when you're walking out.
Yeah, and it's like anything, man. Like when you've done that, like whatever scary thing it is, what makes you fucking anxious. Once you've done it that first time or fair few times, you're there, but it's a comfortable feeling. Like you're like, I haven't not felt this before. It's just shit.
Yeah.
Like no one likes it. Like,
some people love it. Oh, like they're the odd weird, and that's when you know someone's really
That's what I hate.
When people
Callum Peters is one of those lads
that thrive in that kind of environment. A lot of like diamonds make pressure, but a lot of people love that pressure.
Oh, it's crazy. I remember we were away in Samoa competing, like me, Callum, Peter, a couple of those other boys, and like I'm fucking nervous as shit. Like I got all the Samoans pulled out of my division. I ended up fighting Vegas Larfield from Queensland, who's a pretty good pro at the moment. And I was fucking nervous as most people were. And Callum just sitting there singing, fucking dancing. He's fighting before me, eating, red frogs, just cruising. I'm like, mate, aren't you nervous? He goes, nah. I love this. I'm like, fuck. I'd love to be like that, you know.
So you get people like, perfect example is Conor McGregor.
Yeah, just eats it up.
Just loves every eyeball that's on him, and he just went in his prime. There was no one better at rising to an occasion than Prime Conor.
Prime Conor's my favourite.
So good on the mic after, good on the mic before the fight.
And it's not an easy thing. Well, it's a fucking really hard thing to do.
Oh, you fight, dude. The hardest conversations I've had have been with fighters because a lot of them are very shy dudes.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a lot of fighters are people have this image in their head of a fighter as a real fucking nasty rough cut. No, a lot of them are really like shy, don't like really much conversation with people they don't know.
Don't like conflict, all that kind of stuff.
But like they're the hardest conversations I've had because a lot of them are just really quiet.
Yeah, little anxious cases,
Yeah, they don't want to talk to fucking 100,000 people.
No, like they're more worried about getting on the mic afterwards and what they're going to say than punch on with that lad. I got no issue there. It's more so talking to people, doing the press conferences.
Well, there was no one better than Prime Mike Tyson.
He's a machine as well.
The scariest human being
he's
to
my
ever
favorite.
live.
I've got him. I'll show you later. I've got a tatted on my leg.
Who did it?
Sherman down on Marion Road.
Shit, I'm doing a fucking potty with Sherman.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah, no, he's a machine. He's done like,
Is it
all this kind of stuff. No, it's all black and white.
Oh, really? He doesn't do much black and white,
Yeah, he did a killer as well. It's him, when he's got the bundles of cash in his hand.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's killer.
I've always wanted the picture of him where he's in his boxer briefs and he's got his fucking tiger.
Yeah. I actually tossed up between that one and this one. I was like, I'll do this one because that one's a bit...
Dude, there is no one that will ever be as intimidating as Prime Mike Tyson.
Oh, so some of the shit he used to say at the press conference, man.
Gonna eat your fucking children. Like, imagine you're 12 and you're going to your first fight and opposite you's Customato and fucking Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson's 5'9" and weighs
That's it. And
90
his
kilos.
Fucking 3 times bigger than your body, Like,
Customato used to take him to events when he was like 16, I believe, to those smoker events where people would just go and box
go
on.
and bet and all the rest of
And
it.
he would have to lie about Mike's age and tell people he's like 21 and shit because no one wanted to fight him.
Yeah, and he's knocking out fucking grown men, like big grown men, with ease. There's no one that'll do it.
That's the perfect example of trauma. Because trauma fueled him.
And you talk about trauma, and then there's fucking trauma.
He lived a shit life.
Yeah, you hear so like the podcast and shit he does of some of the shit that he went through at like a real young age.
Dude,
how are you not and it's the same thing. If he didn't start boxing, he'd be jailed. Jailed dead.
He 100. Oh, sorry, by the way, if the camera switches are a bit off. I got some new equipment and I keep forgetting to press it. But you can deal with that. But no one in Australia understands what it was probably like to be America poor. Like I don't know if he was born in Chicago. I think he was born in Chicago or grew up in Chicago, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I reckon it was Chicago.
Well, whether or not wherever it was, there was communities in America where it's a dangerous fucking place.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Australia is dangerous in some areas, but it's not the same thing.
No, and let alone fucking healthcare, all that kind of stuff. There's nothing, man. You're poor, you've got nothing.
Would you say he's probably... What's your top 3?
He's my favourite.
He's number 1?
Always, yeah. And probably Canelo. Prime Pacquiao was another big
Canelo,
favourite.
I don't know if people give that bloke his flowers, but
he's another one, man.
God, he's a freak.
Boxing professionally in Mexico, I think it was 8 years old for cash. Same thing, to try and help the family and stuff. Fucking machine, dude.
Freak.
Yeah. Same as Pacquiao, same thing. You hear his story of when he used to go for his runs through war-torn the Philippines and you got all the soldiers and that, and there's gunfire going on. He was standing out the front of one of his pro fights selling popcorn out the front, a couple fights before he's about to go back in just to make coin for his family. Moved over here, slept on, a bit of cardboard out the front of the gym every day until he got signed. When he fought, I think they flew him over, gets a South African lad for his debut. And I think the lad was a world champion or something like that at that stage. And he come in and just pumped him. And then from then, I think he obviously got a room and a house and stuff. But he had to...
His house is a palace now.
Oh, dude, I'd imagine. He's he's parliament, man.
In Mexico, they apparently treat him like legitimate royalty.
No shit.
He is a god there.
I'd believe it. It's the same as in the Philippines and that.
Cartel love him. Yeah. Everyone would love him because he's just the baddest motherfucker.
That's it. And they relate to that because it's not like he's had coin. He's just been looked after. He's had to dog it out like a lot of them boys,
And he I wish they ran that Floyd fight 5 years later.
And that's pro boxing for you, man.
But the Floyd's just Floyd's better at the politics of boxing than he is at boxing.
That's
like he's so good at the actual game of boxing that he's made fucking squillions of dollars.
Dude. And it's like, you know what, like there's your enthusiasts, and like I'm probably one of them to a degree that, yeah, he definitely picked a lot of his fights and probably got a lot of them out of their career. You know, Canelo too young.
Wouldn't be in my top 5 personally, but that's because I'm not a boxer, so I can't appreciate the defensive style as much. See, it's incredible that he's like been rocked only once in 50 fights.
That's it. You got to give it to him. So like from a business standpoint, like good on him. Hats off to you. Like it's hard enough doing anything to make money, let alone to make the amount of money that he's made. But yeah, from a defensive boxer, he's the best probably to ever do it. Him and Ali, you know, like it's ridiculous.
That style looks so fucking annoying to box.
It is, and you know, you spar people like that, it is fucking annoying. Who just
shell up and they just deflect everything with their fucking shoulder.
You hit them with a 1-2, nothing comes. They try and throw the hook, it just lands here. There's fucking nothing you can do. You just end up getting fucked off and they nail you. You know, like it's really hard to beat.
That's another thing that I was surprised about when I went to that boxing gym. You can't actually. Do you know how fucking hard it is? Oh, you know, but Pete, do you understand how hard it is to punch another boxer in the face clean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And it's frustrating when you fuck it up even more.
So hard to punch a proper boxer who's been training who's a good boxer. It's so hard to land a clean punch on them.
That's it. Even if you land it, skims off.
They roll with every punch. Like you'll go to punch them and it'll just
skims off.
It's fucking annoying.
100%. Yeah, no, like that's what a lot of lads, you know, just starting or, you know, want to get some rounds in, and they like, you know, do some rounds with me. They just get fucking frustrated. I'm like, don't, just, you know, think about the basics, keep cruising, because like, mate, you're not gonna be able to hit me. And if you could, I'd be more fucked off than you are. You know what I mean?
See, when I was younger, I would have always said, if it came to a street fight and an MMA fighter and a boxer got in a street fight, an MMA fighter would kill them. But now that I'm older, I honestly think boxing is the most practical street fighting style. Where when I say street fighting, I'm saying you're in town and someone's being a dickhead to you.
And it's just one-on-one or something like that.
It's just one-on-one. It's like a fight. Like he bumps into you, he throws his fucking drink at you, and then he runs at you.
Yeah.
He's going to have the worst fucking time when you slip an angle and just 100%. Knock him the fuck out.
Yeah. That's the thing, but yeah.
Whereas if you're the only other type of any combat sport that I would say would murder everyone is an elite wrestler.
Yeah, that's it. Or, you know, dirty Thai, like that's probably that's good street fighting.
Dude, Thai's so good.
Yeah, it's wild. I love it, eh?
It's so good.
Yeah.
They're the dangerous motherfuckers.
That's it, man. And it's just levels of like they might not have, you know, as good boxing and stuff like that, but same thing, you get hit with a knee or an elbow or something like that, it's doing a lot more damage than a fucking boxing glove, man.
Yeah, but boxers are just so quick.
That's it, man. You know, like, you got to get hit first, but...
And it's the balance that you have in your feet. Like, he's always so, like, your centre of gravity is always, like, perfect.
That's it. You know, like, we've always been told, well, my coach always
never lean and shit.
Yeah, so you imagine you've got a broomstick going from the ground up through your arse virtually, through the top of your head. That's your axis the whole time. So you've got both your legs balanced, and then no matter what movement you're taking, whether it be forwards, back, left or right, you've always got that strong base, that balance, so that you get hit, you get pushed, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So every step you take is always calculated.
Yeah,
it's good.
So do you follow much other combat sports in South Australia? You probably don't have heaps of time.
Not really, man. Like I get around like Zach Gregson and that because I know him, and like, you know, like
do you know Trent
Spacey?
Yeah,
I do.
Have you ever seen his brother train?
I know both of them are weapons. I didn't get a chance to see them fight probably in their like kind of heydays or whatever it was, but I've seen bits and pieces.
Jack is one of the sweetest dudes I've ever met, but he is fucking terrifying.
Lethal, huh?
Like, terrifying.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
He does not understand. Like, when you meet, like, an extreme winner for the first time, like someone who's, like, a fucking just as in the zone all the time, he is just such an extreme winner. He's just got such a fucked up mindset of, like, he's so regimented.
I'd believe that, eh? Michael, who cuts my hair at Sneakies, he knows both them boys, and he goes like,
Trent's also fucking
they just run and run, and you know, I've heard that they just train like dogs. I'm like, it makes me feel bad about myself.
Dude,
I'm like, mate,
Jack does his PTs in his sheds. Shout out to Spacefit. I've done a couple of them. I'm going to start back up soon. He just will do some rounds with you, do some pads, see where you're at, and then always usually finish with a sauna and an ice bath. And we were just sitting down in the sauna, and I was like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do a 100k run. So we'll do a podcast after I get this run out of the way. And I was like, oh, like, are you gonna do it with people? He's like, nah.
No.
I was like, what are you doing it for? He's like, myself.
I'm bored, mate. That's what I mean. Like, I train hard. I fucking train a lot, but I hear that shit. I'm like, fuck,
There's
man.
always
that's out of control, eh?
But his style, if you watch it, it's so specific to him. He's one of those fighters that if you had a shadow of them and let him like just fucking shadow box, you'd know it was him just because of how his style is. His style's so strange, but just works. He never misses a punch.
That's good, man. And
like,
that's training. Like,
he watches his punches. Like he won't always bring his hand back to his face. He'll kind of use his arm to block the next comment. It's just a very specific style to him.
That's it. But you do it long enough, man. That's your style. You know how to work.
But those strange styles are the ones that fuck people up because
man.
It's so hard to replicate.
And it's not textbook. It's not no one you sparred with. So someone does that.
It's like a Deontay Wilder. Who the fuck can you get in the gym that's not going to knock you out? That's going to fight like that.
That's it, man. You look at Parker, like Parker from New Zealand that beat him.
Porter.
No, Joseph Parker.
Parker that did Mostyn didn't fight Joseph Parker.
He might. I'm actually not sure.
No, the last fight.
No. That was what's his name?
On your card.
Yeah, from Queensland. I
he lost to Anthony Joshua, I believe.
Yeah, no, he fought, who else did he fight? He fought Justice Honey as well here. But yeah, Joseph Parker was, I think, the only lad that I know of that's beaten Wilder from, in this era that I know of, man. On the last show, that he just nice and simple, boxed nice and clean, wasn't there to be hit. But apart from that, unless you get a lad that really knows how to move, the ring's too small, man. You're just going to get clubbed.
But even like Wilder doesn't, he just kind of jabs you and waits for that overhand right. So it's you know what's going to happen. But
and he's got fucking 6 meters to hit you from,
Like, you know exactly what he's going to try and do, and he can still get it done 98% of the fucking time. That's the problem.
That's it. You can have a plan, but when he's pressuring you and he's fucking got that much reach, it's just a matter of when.
But my favourite boxing memory, because I haven't watched a heap of boxing live, my favourite live boxing memory is Fury and Wilder.
When Wilder just come from the dead.
Wilder just fucking knocked him clean out. Like, he was
asleep, bro. Eyes were closed and just Undertaker ate. Yeah, I remember watching it live. I was fucking on top of the couch. I was like, let's go.
If I did that, I would see my equivalent to that was when Volkanovski, the Australian champ in the UFC.
Yeah, yep.
He got put in a rear naked choke.
And got his way out of it. Yeah,
and he got his fucking way out of it. And the coach, his jiu-jitsu coach, is from Woodcroft.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so...
There you go.
And Craig Jones is like one of the best at jiu-jitsu in the world.
Yeah, right. I've definitely heard the name,
Craig
mate.
is famous on Instagram because he lives in Texas, but he's a South Aussie, so he's a massive shit stirrer. Yeah. So the jiu-jitsu community fucking hate him, but social media loves him because he's a shit stirrer. And he was in his corner, and fuck, bro, that's probably one of the wildest moments I've seen in MMA.
I remember seeing, I don't know if I watched it or I've definitely seen the clip of, everyone's like, he's done. Everyone's like dropping their heads and just held on, got his way out of it. Everyone's like, let's go.
Yeah, it was wild. Have you been to a big boxing event? They don't really fucking tend to come down here.
Nah, the biggest one I've probably gone to was like Monday and Green when they fought here. I went and watched that.
You went and seen?
Yeah, because we had a lad on the undercard. And then...
Wasn't Tony Caruso on that?
He was. Yeah. Yeah, he, I forget who he fought.
So do I, but I know he won the fight.
Yeah, and he had a pretty big following there as well. It was pretty cool. And then when Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao here...
You were there?
I was there with my old boy.
Dude, I won so much money on that fight.
Yeah, I think my old man did
as well.
When I
say so much, I only put like $100 down, but I won a few grand.
Yeah, I believe it, eh? And because... like,
I thought Horn won.
And genuinely, he just dogged it out. It was nothing special, nothing fancy, but just dogged it out. And when he started to get rocked, I reckon it was the 10th or 11th round, and we're like, fuck, right, yeah. We knew it was coming. Just try and hold on. And then he got through it, and when they said, and the new, fuck, man, the whole of Queensland just blew up. It was crazy. Me and old boy, like, oh, boy's got a tear in his eye. I've got a fucking tear in my eye.
English fucking teacher from Queensland.
That's it. The most, like, person you'd think it would be goes out and wins a world title at home.
And I thought everyone
him.
was saying it was fucking dirty. I reckon he won it.
No, I reckon he dogged it out, eh? Like, it wasn't probably your most clean textbook kind of boxing that people like to see, but fuck, he got the job done,
You'd
man.
be good to ask, actually. Do you reckon Ngannou bet Fury?
It's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one,
If you're counting points, probably not, but...
He won the fight.
I reckon he won the fight, but fucking...
Dude.
Nagano's a psycho, dude. Like, you hear the stories...
I reckon Fury didn't train hard enough for that fight.
He would have been, like, easy work, you know?
And I don't know if he was maybe slipping into a bender or some shit.
Oh, probably. He's renowned for it. But it's like, there's lads like that no matter what they do, it doesn't matter if they're fucking not good boxers. You don't take them lightly, eh? Because he's a psycho.
Specimen.
He's a specimen, and he's
Came
a fucking
from a fucking
psycho.
sand mine, dude. Have you heard his story?
The story is how he gets dropped in the fucking desert, walks his way back, keeps going.
There's a movie. They'll make a fucking movie of him one day.
They're gonna have to.
Left the UFC as the heavyweight champion of the world because he took a bet on himself that he would be able to make millions elsewhere because he wanted more money. And he fucking did. Now he's got a match with, is it Joshua? He's fighting Joshua.
And he's got a contract with PFL, is it, or some shit like that?
He's got a contract with PFL, but they let him... part of his contract was that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. That's why he left the UFC.
Yeah.
That's why he left the UFC. And I reckon he's going to beat Joshua.
And he might as well, man. He might as well make a fucking mint out of it.
I reckon he could beat Joshua. He could.
He's a similar type of lad, just bigger. You know, if Joshua was smart, he'd just fucking move, man. Use some of the amateurs kind of thing.
Just
move,
fucking
jab, hit him with a couple of
frustrate him.
Sharp 1-2s, and just cruise. Let him walk onto something, but fuck, man, I wouldn't be standing near him. He hits like, what was the calculation? It was like he hits like a fucking...
A Corolla.
Yeah, going full speed. Fuck nah.
He hits hard.
You're dreaming.
But, fuck. There's... At least one of MMA fighter has done well in boxing, because that fucking Conor McGregor fight really, really broke my heart.
Nah, that was painful, eh?
That was... Oh, dude, he landed an uppercut. That was it.
Yeah.
He landed one uppercut.
And he actually... Not that he was ever going to really stand a chance, but he had, like, from what you hear, had a pretty good amateur pedigree. Ireland's pretty strong for boxing. So he did have good hands. So that shows, like, you know, as much as people don't like Floyd, that's a level that he's at. Doesn't matter if you're an alright boxer.
And he was out of action for how many years as well.
That's it.
I have the funniest story about that card. So I was like, I'm going to put, like, $2,000 down on this fight, or $1,500. It was a big chunk of money.
Set, yeah.
But I put it in a way where I put like 4 or 5 bets to cover all my bases.
So like you're going to get some.
I'm going to get at least 3/4 of my money back because I put Floyd to win by decision. I put like $500. I put Connor to win XX and X rounds.
Yeah.
And the only thing I didn't bet on happened, and I was blackout drunk.
You'd be like, fuck.
A cold sports bet, and I told them to give me my money back.
I just want it back, eh?
And they fucking barred me.
I made a mistake.
I had to make a new email address.
It gets to be like that, eh?
And they were like, sir, we cannot do that. We get enough of these calls. Like, they basically said, we don't need your shit right now.
I've got fucking rent to pay, mate.
But yeah, that fucking really got me. That Jake Paul, do you like that in boxing? That's because that's ruined boxing, really.
Yeah, it has. Look,
he's legit doing a fair call to him.
It's WWE.
But it is.
Yeah.
Fair enough to him. He should not be able to beat some of the people he's beating in a fight.
100%.
But he has indisposable income, great genetics. He's a hard worker. He's going to learn shit really quick.
That's it. And there's so much bullshit, man, that goes in with like
he's
boxing as well.
fighting. He knows that Tyron Woodley was fucking past his due
That's
date.
it. And he wasn't that good of a striker. Like, he was alright. Don't get me wrong.
He's a wrestler with an overhand.
Yeah,
like
that's it.
he was a wrestler with a really powerful overhand right.
And he's fucking heaps shorter.
And he's short, and he was on like a 6-fight skid, and it's just like. And then he fought Ben Askren, who's never fucking thrown a 1-2 in his life.
That was a piss take from the start.
Ben Askren might be the only fighter that's ever been in the UFC that I know I could beat the shit out of boxing. Like if we just did a kickboxing match, I'd fucking belt him.
100%. Yeah, he's not a good striker.
He's horrible at it.
No, I'll give him credit. He's funny as fuck. Like he does say some funny stuff, but
yeah, it's fucking a wild sport.
You know what? Good on him because he probably got paid a mint for that too.
Oh, everyone that's fought him would have gotten paid a lot
100%.
more than they ever used to.
And that's the one thing. Like, as much as I don't like what it's doing for boxing, individually, I can't get mad about someone that's killing it. You know, making like He's making massive money doing it.
He's made, and he's out of every 100,000 kids that watch it, if like 10,000 or 1,000 watch another fight from boxing, it's worth it.
That's it.
Because that's another 1,000 boxing fans.
And think about how many young kids would go to their dad and be like, can you please put main event on? It's fucking like $50, but they'll do it just to stop them harping and stuff. Imagine how many kids that would have racked up.
Or even just starting boxing now.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Be at least fucking 10,000 kids, because he had a massive fan base, that Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Massive pull on YouTube. If 10,000 kids signed up to a boxing class, that's sick.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah. But it's more so, yeah, I can't get mad about it. As much as I don't like it, I can't get mad at anyone that's winning, man. You know, he's done something that's made him heap of coin. Good on him.
So do you have any fight news you can disclose?
Yeah. So we're looking, 21st of March, we're looking to have another one here, which will be pretty big. All things going well, I'll be main event that night, which will be pretty cool.
Main event?
Yeah, all things going well. So yeah.
South Oz?
Yeah, so it should be, you know, pretty like Westway. 21st of March, should be 8 rounds for some type of title.
Do you have the name of someone?
I don't actually remember it, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a lad from New South Wales, pretty sure he's Southpaw. That's really all I know from now. So it's probably about...
Are you Orthodox?
Yeah.
You are?
But as a pro, like, I didn't fight many Southpaws in the amateurs. Like, you know, you get your couple. I fought fucking mostly Southpaws so far. In the 5 fights I've had, I reckon probably 3 of them been Southpaw.
Do a lot of fighters now in boxing, because I know it's massive in MMA, do a lot of fighters fuck with switching stance?
They do, but you got to be really good at it.
Like who does it really fucking well? Loma.
Yeah, psycho.
Loma's probably one of the funnest boxers I've ever seen in my life.
He's a machine, dude.
When we were talking about top 5s, he's in my top 3.
Oh, easy.
Loma's in my top 3.
Yeah, definitely. And he's another one that probably got played by the game a little bit and got Devon a little bit late and, you know, all the rest of it.
Dude, I honestly thought he was going to beat Devon.
So
but Devon, it's also hard with the Ukraine war. He fucked off for a while, was inactive.
That's it, man. And like, I think he just had a shoulder recoil and...
A lot of things on his mind. He had 300 fucking amateur fights.
Oh, dude, he was fucking probably one of the best.
299 and 1, wasn't he?
He's the best in that division ever.
299 to 1.
And the one lad that he beat him...
He bet him in his fucking pros.
Yeah. He can't... Like, that. You need to be that type of lad that just... has a bit of a chip on his shoulder over the smallest thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's one loss. Most lads will be like, oh, well, you know, I won another fight.
Dude, even his pro career, he has only lost to the people that are going to be future fucking champions.
That's it. And it wasn't like, you know, easy wins and he just chewed him down. It was like bullshit stuff that he done the whole time.
If people like fight sports, if a lot of people that watch this, they watch UFC. If you have not heard of Vasyl Lomachenko, do yourself a fucking favour. Go on YouTube and type in Vasyl Lomachenko in the Matrix and watch his highlight reel.
It's bullshit, man. Dude. Because he started boxing as a young lad. His old boy took him out and he goes, you're not going to start boxing again until you do. I forget how long the period was of like Ukrainian dancing for footwork.
That's where he got his footwork.
Yeah. And you watch him now, he's got that bullshit footwork, he doesn't get touched, and it's not like a simple slip and a pullback or something like that.
He's making it look good.
Yeah. And then he fucking pulls someone in the corner and flips him around and makes it look stupid. Like, he's fucking ridiculous.
Like a matador, eh? Just fucking getting people and throwing them under his arm.
That's it. And it's not like some lads have wicked performances where they're just on the night, you know, like they can't miss, can't get hit. He did it fucking every time.
Yeah,
every time.
Oh, dude. Just the way he used to, or the way he pivots and just gets out the way, it's just phenomenal.
It's ridiculous. Like, he's not just to the side of their body, he's at their back. Like, to be able to time something so well that you can slip around a corner alone, let alone actually get the whole way around and be looking at the back of their head, it's ridiculous.
He's a freak. He's definitely my probably top 3. I'd go Mike Tyson, Canelo, and Lomachenko.
Yeah, it's such a fucking hard one. Yeah, but he's a machine.
The boxing, like Javante and Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, Loma, that weight class, I would say, which is probably the best weight class in boxing in a long time.
Oh, big time. Yeah, the problem is...
The most exciting. It's just hard to get them all to fight.
That's the thing. The problem is you never see, like, you know, Javante fight.
Is it Haney? Who's he fighting next?
I forget, but like you never see Javante Haney.
Really?
No, sorry, you will. Just a matter of.
Oh, Javante smokes the fuck out of Haney. I reckon.
I like to think the same, but Haney's a fucking machine too. He's so sharp. So sharp.
Javante's just got that dog in him that fucking I don't reckon Haney has.
That's it, and that's a fight that they know is a big risk for both of them. And there's probably money on both sides, but you can't.
Is the loss still big? The loss will always be big in boxing,
especially with them boys. You know, like over here, it's probably not so bad. Everyone just gets after it, but over there, you got that loss in your career.
Have you heard of Charles Oliveira?
Yeah.
He had like 11 losses, and then he just went on the streak of his fucking life, like 8-9 fights, all fucking finishes, like freak. And now he's one of the best in the world, dude.
And UFC's hard to calculate. Like, this lad might beat this lad, but that lad beat this lad. Who beat this lad?
Because there's so many styles.
Yeah.
And it just depends on the night, dude. If 10 fighters, a lot of fighters, if they fight 10 times, it's going to be a 50-50, or like, it's just who's better feeling it on the night a lot of the time.
Who pulls it together.
They've seen some upsets in MMA where it's like, how could this have happened?
More often than not, eh?
Like, how could... MMA is a great sport to bet on because a 6-1 underdog it's not unusual that it comes through, dude. Because it's MMA. You just get kicked in the fucking head, you're gone.
That's it, and there's so many variables. Whereas boxing, you just got to worry about hands. Like, someone can obviously be so much better. But I
feel like in boxing, it's more common to be very dominant.
Yeah, so you bet on boxing... Even though it might be $1.14, that's a sure thing. You know, if you look on the undercards, a lot of Aussie fights especially. If a lad's paying bugger all, he's winning. You know, you get the upsets, but they're nowhere near as often.
It's not as often. Like, I feel like in boxing, it's easy is the wrong word, but it's more common for people to be extremely dominant because they've like what was that record? Fuck, someone's fight record they brought up. His fight record, and one of the fighters was like, no, it was Tyson Fury's brother. Oh my god.
Tommy
Fury. He fought this bloke that was like 3-122 or something.
That's his job, dude. Yeah.
It's like, so his job is to fucking lose fights.
He's a journey. Well, not even a journeyman.
No, he's fucking probably a drug addict that needs money.
That's it. Yeah, and there's lots of them, bro. There's heaps. But look, that's it. So that's the difference between boxing and like MMA is. Lads that are looked after, or like, you know, they have a good amateur pedigree and they want to get built up. That's how they do it, you know?
Yeah.
But
so what was the date of the one you were planning?
21st of March. 21st. Yeah, so that'll be another one through Golden Glove Promotion, like with, like, you know, Joshy and Mossam and them boys. Yeah. And then, looking like we'll probably get three fights out this year. So it'll probably be that one, you know, another one midway through and one towards the end of the year, and just keep pushing it, man.
So you're going to try and keep them all local or go overseas?
I guess overseas is the goal, you know, more or less, but I love fighting at home. Because, like, growing up and stuff, a lot of boxing, especially amateurs and that, was the big events were in, you know, Queensland, Melbourne, Sydney, all that kind of stuff. So, like, I had a pretty big following here through, you know, like Instagram and, like, people that I knew meeting, you know, out and about. And then when you finally get to be able to go, like, oh, look, you know, I'm actually fighting here as a pro, it's a massive turnout. And people love to come and see. I love seeing, you know, friends and family and people I didn't think would be there. It's killer. It's awesome. So yeah, try and keep it here.
Do you recall a time when you were fighting in like your 74 fights or including your pro fights? Do you have a moment where you were getting the shit kicked out of you and you had to kind of bring it together?
Probably not so much. I know what you mean. Probably just knowing like I'm not really switched on as much as I should be. I'm getting shots. I'm like, fuck, I know I'm losing. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not on, my eye's not on, and that type of shit. I'm like, fuck, I just got to try and pull something out. It's not a matter of giving up. It's a matter of, fuck, what can I do here? You know, but yeah, there's definitely been heaps of times where I'm like...
Did you have a lot of... Is it common to get knockouts in your amateur career?
Not really, man. Like, you got head guards on, and you got...
Like, do you have the body protection?
No body protection.
So mostly would probably be body shots that people...
That drop people.
Cop people.
Yeah, and like the gloves that you wear as an amateur, they're 12s, and they're like big round padded gloves. So like my weight division's growing up, like for most of my amateurs, it was around that 50, 52 mark. So it wasn't
hard to knock someone out.
Like I definitely stopped a couple of people, but yeah, I didn't knock anyone else in amateur, I don't think. But I dropped a couple of people, yeah.
So that knockout a few months ago was your first knockout.
Yeah.
What did that feel like?
Oh, bro, it was fucking
you felt
wild.
like King Dick.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because I was...
Because it's like you're a fucking gladiator and you've just fucking killed someone. Because everyone goes nuts.
It's wild, eh? And yeah, so like I was definitely like I had the probably 4 before that. I'm like, fuck, I want to make a bit of a statement here. Like I've only gone the rounds and it's been some bigger fights. It's, you know, like as much as people want to come and watch boxing, they don't want to see a knockout in the first round, but a lot of people don't want to watch fucking 8 rounds. So it's like, I want to try
over straight. I want first round TKO.
That's it. I want to see someone. I want people to watch that. We can get it done. So I was like, that was probably my goal. And once I seen that, I started hurting a little bit to the body. And
you were opening it up. You were opening it up fucking so well. You just kept peppering the body till he dropped his hand, and then vroom.
That's it, And I could see
unfortunately, he just walked straight into it, and that did not help at all.
Nah, and that's it. Like, he definitely, it was just time well when he stepped onto it, and did have a bit on it. Yeah, I felt fucking great.
Yeah, that was fucking... You need to finish all your fights like that.
I'd love to, yeah. Let's just make it a rule by now, huh?
Yeah. No, that's going to be good. That's
that's definitely the goal, to kind of be putting on performances like that.
That venue's sick too.
It's wild. Yeah, I'd never been there before.
Either have I. Nah. It's so nice.
Yeah, it was wild. So I guess, like, as things get bigger here, we can kind of keep doing...
It's good for fights.
Oh, it's sick. Like, there hasn't been a pro... Like, there's probably been a pro boxing scene, but there probably hasn't been a proper pro boxing scene here, like 7 years, man, probably closer to 10.
Well, with all you boys like Cam and you and all that, and Mostyn back in it and shit,
that's it.
It's pumping at the moment,
and it's sick, man. Like, it's cool, especially like, I'm at the time where I'm actually turned pro, and like, I've got a bit of a following in that. Being able to do that here with bigger events and being able to have everyone there, it's fucking awesome. Like, it's the stuff you think about as an amateur when you're doing those big runs and you're doing that dirty stuff. It's like, one day you'll be able to do cool shit like that.
So do you work as well, or is boxing your job?
Yeah, so like, I was doing an electrical apprenticeship. I did about 2 years of that, but I was getting up like fucking 3 a.m, going for a run.
Worse.
Going to site. Yeah, and then from site, you might finish at 4 or 5, going to training. I was like, you can only do one thing well. So before I started that, I did support work. So I'm back at a school in Seaton Park, doing like support work with kids in primary school, like doing like behavioural and disability kind of stuff, and I love that, man. It's great, and it's heaps better for boxing. Doing teaching at uni as well, like online, but it's just hard to find the time.
You're doing teaching?
Yeah. So doing teaching through like an online uni and stuff. In the meantime, just in case something happens with boxing, I can't keep going. I've got
you don't do PTs and shit?
I do, like when you've got the Christmas period, so from when like school finishes to when it starts is, I think it's about 8 weeks or just under, there's like no pay for like what I'm doing. So like, I do PTs and all that kind of stuff just for that period, but no, not ordinarily. I usually don't have time.
Yeah, it's hard when you're trying to make a career of it. As it is, like, you can't fucking when you're trying to make a career of it as it is, it's obviously hard to invest your time into other people, because you want to give people like your 100%.
That's it, man.
But you only got 50% left to give.
That's the thing, and it's a hard one, because like, I've got a big, like, very, I want to say money hungry, but like, that's the end goal. Like, I want to make a lot of coin, all that.
You want to make money so you can fucking do what you want when you're 45.
That's it, man. Yeah. So it's like,
Sorry, I'm not trying to intimidate you. I've really wanted to try this.
Yeah, pop it.
Nah, he's got this. The bloke who made
bullshit.
The bloke
I thought you can hit one of these ones off the top.
I just grabbed the axe and he just fucking got confused. The bloke who made this made a bottle opener on it.
Oh, that's wild, eh?
And I hadn't tried it yet, and I was just thinking about that the whole time. But yeah, the aim is to be able to do whatever the fuck you want when you're 50.
That's it, man. And it's that fine line now. It's like, I want to put as much as I can into boxing.
You have misses and shit as well.
I did have, did have for a little while, and man, I'm just really focused at the moment. Like, I really just want to see what I can do with it. But it's that fine line of like, you want to be able to work so you've got some money, but at the same time,
it's a lonely fucking sport, fighting, eh?
Oh, bro, everything about it, eh? You're running, you're training. If you want
to be good at it.
That's it, man. And you got to embrace that. Like, there's no point sitting there and feeling sorry for yourself. Like, you want to do this.
But no one gets by just on fucking talent and genetics, except John Jones.
Yeah, he's probably a bit of an exception, eh?
Except like John Jones, or fucking, he can roll out of bed and beat the best in the world tomorrow. So, like, he's just
after going missing for like a week beforehand, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, some dudes are just freak. But then you think, if he was like by the book and trained properly, he probably wouldn't be as good as he is.
No, because you need lads like that. They need that little bit of
wild motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah, like, fuck, I've done the wrong thing. I really got to pull it out here, and that's when they do it. Same as like a Conor McGregor, bro. Like,
But John Jones used to snort coke night before his fight, and look in the mirror and be like, if I lose, it's because of the cocaine. It's not because of me.
It's not my fault, eh? But he did it. Yeah. And fuck, as much as it's not something that's probably looked at very well, You got to be a special type of dude to be able to fucking do those type of things, man.
Some of the strangest fucking units I've ever met have been jiu-jitsu people. Are very weird.
I'd believe that, yeah.
Dude, they're some odd people.
Yeah.
Like, they all are on the spectrum. All of the good ones are all on the spectrum.
Great value though, eh?
Easy. But because jiu-jitsu's like, you got to be pretty fucking switched on to be good at jiu-jitsu. Because it's all like a game of chess. That's very like cliche. Everyone says that, but it is, because you got to think like, oh, they're gonna do. I'm gonna put my leg here, but then I'm gonna bait them to do that, and then when they're going to do that, I'm gonna do this. But then, if they do this, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Yeah. Like, to be an elite level jiu-jitsu athlete, you got to be like 12 steps ahead of your opponent.
100%. Yeah.
To not get choked out, and it's like. A lot of them would either be serial killers or just fucking in their room
doing equations.
Just
on
doing
the
equations. They're fucking strange units. But boxers are definitely strange units too. Because when you meet old boxers, a lot of them are punchy.
Most of them do. That's it.
Like a lot, even young fighters. I've met a lot of young boxers that are like, "Oh, you're fucked." Like when you're older, you're gonna struggle.
And that's the thing. You don't see it. Like, they might be. A little bit slurry, or they might be a little bit loose.
You wouldn't know unless you've been around people like that. They got fucking ears out, collies out here.
Oh, bro.
And like, they're just slur, and you're like, oh, you've got fucking CTE, dude, and you're fucking 20 years old, 21.
It's a big thing, dude.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is. And like, it hits quick. Like, they might be...
It's one fight. It takes one punch, dude. One punch changed your life. What was those two fighters? They beat the shit out of each other. One of them's in a wheelchair forever.
Yeah, it was like that lad in Mexico. I forget his name.
Why is boxing... Boxing has way worse long-term repercussions than MMA, bro.
Oh, I think it's just...
Is it because you just get peppered in the head with those gloves instead of getting knocked out to sleep?
Yeah, and I think it's...
The 10 count.
The 10 count and, like, all of your fucking rounds of sparring, all of everything. Yeah. Like, a little hit, like a little bit, as long as your brain's moving around and getting some type of trauma or whatever you want to call it, it's doing... some type of aggravation, some type of damage. So that over a fucking 10, 15, 20-year period, it does damage.
It's the fucking... Now that I think about it, the 10-8's horrible for your brain.
It's not good.
Because you've just been... I mean, like, the 10 count, you've just been knocked out.
Yeah. You're trying to still breathe.
In MMA, 95 to 98% of times you're in that position in MMA, you're done.
Yeah.
You might cop a couple unnecessary strikes, but you're not getting back up and doing 3 more rounds. Like,
that is a good way to look at it. Yeah,
that's fucking wild. I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah, no, that is actually a really good way to put it.
And you're only getting, like, I imagine getting punched or jabbed 10 hard times is a lot worse than one head kick. That puts you out.
And and like I said, like, it doesn't even have to be much. As soon as your brain's rattling around and getting that kind of thing, time after time after time, even doing fucking, like, drills and stuff, man, as long as you're getting a little bit of a catch on the glove, it's still going through your head. That's why, like, there's a big thing. I think I did some type of project on it through school. Head guards, all they stop is cuts. Like, a lot of people say it's for, head protection, blah, blah, blah. You're actually increasing the likelihood of... Yeah, you're increasing the likelihood of getting hit, and it's not doing anything.
Can't see out of your peripherals and
That's
shit
it, man.
as well.
You're more likely to get hit.
And then you also got that, like, it sounds stupid, but you got that, like, 5 mil of padding, which is probably fucking up your range because punches are probably catching on it and shit.
And that's it, man. It's like fucking... You hit something with a certain amount of force because, they're pretty strong. It's still going the other way, but it's still you're getting whiplash, you're still getting your head rocked around. That happens for a pretty long period of time. It's not stopping anything,
I've been rocked pretty bad once at Glenelg.
Yeah, it's a place for it to happen, eh?
When I was heaps young. But then when I was training once, I got properly knocked out, on my feet. So I didn't go out, like, I finished the round, but I was not there at all.
Yeah.
And it was like, so I was training with this dude called Harry Gabrielson, absolute fucking specimen.
Yeah.
Hits harder than a truck. And I kept tipping my head to the left, and I was like, he's going to head kick you. And I was like, no, I'll be alright. And I fucking ducked my head to the left, and I just seen this shin come up. And all I remember was like...
trying to hold on.
Nah, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's not until you've kind of, like, had a couple blinks and you're like, fuck, I just got rocked.
Yeah, and, like, you're just on autopilot and your ears are ringing and shit. It's but I've been choked out a heap because I let people do it to me sometimes.
Just to see how long you can last.
Nah, just to get choked out. It's fun as.
What it makes you
I
tick,
did it on a podcast live.
Did you?
For the first time, like I was with this dude Adam Jones, and his brother's the Craig one I was talking about, and he was down, and Craig was supposed to choke me unconscious, but he had COVID or something, so this other dude did, and it's the weirdest feeling, eh?
Just gone to sleep.
Have you ever done a nang?
Yeah, younger days.
You have done a nang?
Yeah, younger days.
It feels exactly like a nang.
Shit. Okay, I'll believe
But
that.
but then you wake up and you're like, oh, I have no idea what happened.
You just like, what's going on, boys? How are we?
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, oh, sorry, I just fell asleep. I thought I'd fallen asleep just on my own accord.
I've heard as much as, you know, like not in a fight, it's probably quite distressing, but I've heard, it's the best little nap you ever get.
Tell you what, though, I'd rather be knocked out than stop with body strikes.
Oh, fuck yeah. Every day of the week. Yeah, I'd rather someone just chin me. And
Have you been chinned yet?
Nah, like I've been rocked, but I've never been sat down, ever.
Yeah, right.
Touch wood.
Yeah, not once.
Not once, no.
Really?
And the same thing, I've been nailed with some body shots, but I've never been dropped or anything like that.
I'm too fucking soft now to pretend like a body shot doesn't hurt, bro.
That when you got to get all the air out of you and you sit there and hold on, it's fucking shocking.
But then someone's like trying to kill you at the same time.
Yeah, it's not just like, oh yeah, all good. It's like, yeah, fuck, now I've got to try and not get hurt.
Have you been hurt really bad in your pro career? What was your loss?
I went over to Melbourne to fight a lad for the Australasian title.
From Thailand?
No, he was a local boy. So as it worked out, he was like, you know, the promoters, like, you know, the lad that they were trying to build up at the time. And yeah, so I went over and fought him 8 rounds for the Australasian title. And I had a bit of a back injury, and as it so happened, as we stepped out, just, you know, as you do, he put a heap of pressure on the back of my head and kind of pushed me off. And as I kind of twinged down, I felt like a little bit of a zing in my back. We later found out there was, like, you know, a bit of an injury from that. So we, you know, got through the 8 rounds. I still probably thought I should have won the fight. So did, you know, like all the crew that were with me. Went to decision. He ended up getting it. But yeah, that's the only one I've lost
Does
so
that
far.
hurt, yeah?
Oh, it fucking bothers me big
Really?
time, mate.
Still?
Yeah.
That was like 3-4 years ago?
Nah, I only turned pro. I reckon I had my first pro fight maybe 2 years ago now.
So you had 5 fights since COVID ended?
Yeah, so I was meant to debut in COVID, so I would have been 19, I reckon. The whole COVID thing happened. It was fucking too hard. A lot of the fights that I was getting offered were...
Oh, so you're pretty active.
Yeah. So like most of the fights I was going to go for initially were in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And like COVID and shit made it fucking way too hard.
Is Melbourne's boxing scene probably the biggest?
In terms of consistency of shows, consistency of bigger shows, yeah. Obviously the No Limit boys, they've got a fair cover of it in Australia at the moment. But yeah, Melbourne's probably the big scene for boxing and that. Yeah, definitely. Queensland's another big one. Yeah. Queensland's pretty big as well. Yeah. But yeah, COVID made it so hard. So like, I don't think I debuted till I was 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah. So like, yeah, that was over in Melbourne. A heap of the boys and that come over and watched at the Pavilion for a 4-rounder, and then yeah, just kept plodding along after that.
That'd be such a good... There wouldn't be many feelings like winning a fight and then going out and seeing like all your mates.
It's killer.
It'd be such a feeling that like you almost get addicted to a little bit. That's why a lot of fighters post-fight career go fucking loopy.
They do. They don't know what to do with themselves. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do, to be honest with you, man.
There's no feeling besides war.
Yeah, I know what
which
you mean.
would be on a totally different level.
Yeah.
To fighting, that's because that's for keeps. Like you're playing for fucking keeps
you got
when
no
you're playing with
chance,
war.
Yeah.
But there wouldn't be any other sport than a combat sport that would make you feel like a legitimate gladiator.
That's it, and especially when you have to go through all the bullshit to get there as well.
And when there's bad blood as well. Have you had a fight where there's been bad blood yet?
Probably not so much bad blood, but just fucking big
energy.
Things. Yeah, big energy, big things at stake. Like, you know, Nationals is pretty competitive, and there was like a couple of lads in my division from Queensland who were like wild. They went away and travelled and stuff a fair bit. So like when you get in those fights, say it's for like a gold medal or silver at Nationals, they are they're like, you know, it's not necessarily bad blood because I was always mates with the boys, but it's always like fucking this is a
big
you
moment.
can feel it, you know, like you can feel everyone watching, you can feel like everyone knows like this is a, you know, big fight.
See, I don't reckon there would be any better feeling than beating someone you just fucking don't like.
Yeah.
Like when Khabib bet Conor McGregor and
Yeah.
just lost his shit and jumped the fence and started beating the fuck out of
And
people.
what do you do,
in the
mate?
crowd.
It's fucking out of control.
He's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
But like, there just wouldn't be any better feeling.
Especially, and because he kept so quiet about the whole thing,
Yeah.
he's so...
he waited till he won.
And then, because... Yeah, the same thing. When it's a bad blow, someone's talking shit. It's like, yeah, oh wait, mate, all good. And then you just smash someone like that. You can't talk anymore after that, can you?
With MMA as well, my missus always says MMA is just white straight male days of our lives. UFC is just days of our lives for white straight males.
Yeah.
And it's true because fucking it's like a soap opera.
It is, man.
But
And that's the way...
is boxing the same? Because I feel like MMA is Dana White's almost turned it into a show.
He has, yeah
Like
very
it's
much.
it's a fucking it's a
business, dude.
It's a business,
Yeah. Boxing's a hard one because you get those big fights and there is that shit talk, but I don't know if there's as much to lose as some of the UFC boys.
Yeah.
There's
a lot more money on the line.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the things. There's a shitload more money on the line.
Yeah, that's the thing, eh? But yeah, boxing's very, it's just very, very business-like, man. Like it's so much bullshit that goes on behind the scenes.
Well, the promotions are all. So what? WBC, which is Eddie Hearn's.
So he's got Matchroom. Yeah.
And then there's Top Rank.
And then there's... Fuck, what is it? There's a couple other promotions in that, but like a lot of them either go through DAZN, which is like, a streaming podcast or streaming
platform
provider. Yeah. And then there's, what's the other one? Like KO on that.
Yeah. And then boxing's hard to watch.
Yeah. it can be. Yeah,
it's actually hard to fucking watch. I usually watch them on fucking TikTok or some shit.
That's it. Because for some reason the streams that you pay good coin for, they're shit. They're so shocking at the moment.
Yeah, but it's just like you got to have DAZN or you got to have Fight TV or you got like it's just a fucking crazy thing.
And it's all money.
And that's and amateur fights are so expensive.
Yeah, even going.
Like if you want to watch a mate. Even with MMA, actually, why the fuck is it like that? Do you know how many friends of mine have fought on like little promotions, tiny promotions that might get 1,000 viewers, and they charge fucking $65?
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, eh? Yeah, like
it's cheaper. It's like actually cheaper to go to the event.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, and that's always been the thing, like with amateurs and that put a lot of people off, like growing up and coming to watch me. It's because like you bring your whole family, it's fucking $100, dude. Over, like, it's amateur boxing at the end of the day.
Oh, mate, I'll have to get a table. I fucking love a good table.
Oh, mate.
I love a good...
I'd love to be on a table when I'm not fighting.
Oh, dude.
I think I've had one. Maybe.
My funnest nights have been on the tables at boxing or MMA events, dude, because it's just... You're around... the loosest motherfuckers in 100%. The world.
Yeah. And
there are no fans like combat sport fans.
And as you're drinking more, you get more up and about, and
you're not even on your table. You're mingling with other gyms and shit.
It's sick.
I remember once when Miles was fighting. Miles was fighting his last MMA fight at Titanium Arena where they do the basketball. I got fucking so drunk because it was unlimited drink. I was blackout before I got to the event, and then we got cut off like 2 hours after we got there. And I just walked up. There's a particular gym, and I walked up to him, and I was being such a wanker.
Just feeding it to him, mate.
And the day after, I was like, "Oh, did you talk shit to the..." I can't remember if it was Miles, but someone was like, "Did you talk shit to so and so?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, apparently you told them all to go fuck themselves and got your cock.
Hey, look, what are they going to say to that?
And I was like, at least I didn't die.
Yeah, that's it. I made it home. Yeah, well, what are you going to say to that?
But that's just normal shit that happens at fight events. It's funny.
It's great value, man. Yeah, like a lot of the boys and that, they love it for that. Yeah, like they love coming to watch. But
there's
they love
nothing
it for
like
that
a fight show.
Well. Yeah, there's not a lot of things that you can do, especially events, to do with people, whatever, that you can do that type of thing, man. Yeah, I love one, brother.
When you go to a boxing event,
thanks, man.
Do you when you go to a boxing event, do you go as a fan or do you go as like almost taking it in, kind of learning?
You go like you're almost always sussing out whoever you're watching. You always kind of like, being a boxer, you always go, oh, I reckon I can beat
Especially
that.
in the lighter weight classes,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, could I beat him?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That just comes with the territory. You're always going to be looking like, oh, I can smoke that lad, you know. But yeah, I love going to watch boxing in general. Like, we've got a lot of lads at the gym and that still fight amateur and all the shows and that, and it's killer seeing them get better fight by fight. It's awesome, man. You know.
Do you have any absolute killers you train with that are making their way up?
A lot of the young lads from down this way, the Milacic boys, they're really good.
What are their names?
Milacic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're young Croatian family, and they're wild. Yeah. There's I think there's like probably close to 8 brothers or 7 brothers, and they all can fight.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Starting from the
From
youngest.
down here?
Yeah. So they train at the gym and that, and they're killer. Yeah. So
8 of the motherfuckers.
Yeah. So starting from the
Jesus Christ.
they're all good, man. Yeah. So yeah, I think probably
Wouldn't want to be their fucking sister's boyfriend.
that's it, eh? Yeah, 4 or 5 of the youngest ones train at the gym. Or, like, you know, youngest up to about 18, 19. And they all fight. You know,
So they're all older as well.
Yeah,
not,
so there's
not
probably-
old, but they're all like
yeah,
teenagers.
That's it. So we got David, Nathan, Joel, and Will. So probably David, I think he's about 12. Nathan's probably a little bit older than that. Joel's 16, 17. Will's 18, 19. And they're all killer.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, so they'll fight in, like, the amateur scene here and go away and fight, you know, Aussies and all that kind of stuff. They're wild.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're machines. And at such a young age as well. They're killer. Yeah.
So you're like a normal day for you. So like today, did you train today?
I did, yeah. So
Did you train down here because you're down this way?
Nah, so I went down at, got about 8 o'clock and went, like, my coach, who lives in Campbelltown, we headed out and trained with him.
Yeah.
And did probably an hour out that way and drove home and then just did a bit of conditioning and stuff. And then, come down this way, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I train, once or twice.
Once or twice a day, every day.
Yeah, minimum, to try and it just makes life easier. If you keep,
Do you have set
keep it,
days for sparring and shit?
usually the day that I get down to the new gym is a Wednesday. That's like that sparring night. And getting closer to camp, we'll probably try and organise another.
Do you bring in
couple.
fighters depending on who's like? So now, would you try and get in as many southpaws as you can?
Yeah, so I'll definitely look for lads that are, you know, like really good southpaws and stuff like that, or I'll get the boys to switch southpaw, because a lot of them move pretty well regardless. Like, you know, try and get them to move southpaw and all that kind of stuff, whatever we can get, man. But I'll definitely probably
Because
travel.
the southpaw like eliminates a lot of like, I don't know in boxing, but I know southpaw, if you're fighting a southpaw and you're orthodox, because you're sitting in the same stance, it eliminates a lot of the shit you can throw.
It does.
Kicks wise.
And because southpaws are so used to
They
fighting...
come to a lot more like clinching fight. I imagine in boxing there's a lot more clinching.
There is, yeah. And southpaws are so used to fighting orthodox that, you know, they're an advantage in comparison to you, because it's not a lot of southpaws.
Or fighting another southpaw would be a spin out.
Oh, it's like a barrel with cut octopuses in it, bro. There's arms everywhere. It's fucking out of control.
That's another thing with boxing. Like, a lot of the clinching is unaesthetically pleasing to a lot of people.
It is.
A clinch heavy fight's always fucking terrible.
That's it. That's
but
what
you need. Like, it can be a tactic. Like, Fury just leans on motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's it. And especially like if you're smart and you are like a seasoned fighter, if you're starting to feel it a little bit, or you get a bad body shot, fucking hold on, man. You know, like, it doesn't, like, a lot of people don't like to see that. But
So what's it? You're allowed to hold until they break you.
Pretty well. They can
That's
give you warnings and shit. You can get one warning for everything. So you can get a warning for a headbutt.
The
anything.
warnings seem to be here or there for boxing, though. They just keep saying it. They never deduct a point.
It's only if you're not in favour or you're really making it obvious, they'll take a point. But yeah, you can get away with it.
Do you believe in the corruption with boxing?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Because I've
100%.
seen some questionable fucking decisions
Oh
in
yeah,
boxing.
that's what I mean when I say it's a business. There is definitely a lot of corruption in the amateurs. A lot, you know. Like, I think IAB got the kick because there was fucking heaps of corruption, man.
I've seen some judging.
You look at Mayweather's Olympic fight where he pumped that lad and he ended up getting silver medal.
Floyd did.
Yeah, at the Olympics.
I don't know about this. What
Yeah,
happened?
so like he went to the Olympics. I don't know what year he is and all the rest of it. And he got to the gold medal fight, and he smoked the lad he fought with. But I'm assuming the lad he fought had some type of pull or had some type of motive.
Russian or something.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever it was. And he got silver. And you look at the playback, he fucking pumped him. And there's videos of him afterwards crying his eyes out and just feeding it to everyone. Goes, this is
For someone like
ridiculous.
Floyd, that probably still kills him, eh?
He does. You genuinely see interviews. He goes, mate, I'd give away everything I fucking have now for that gold medal at the Olympics.
It means a lot to a lot of people.
It does, man. Yeah. And yeah, like it's
like UFC gold. It's like we don't have an Olympics, but it's like UFC gold. You see a lot of really tough men break down into fucking tears when they get that roll, when 100%. They get that gold strapped on.
Because it's not just the training camp that goes into that, bro. It's fucking
life, dude.
It's a life, bro. Yeah, 100%. You give away your life to try and get to that.
A lot of these, even like a lot of the Brazilian champs, they came from a lot of them came from the favelas.
Yeah, slums
in Brazil, where like we can't even comprehend those slums. I don't even know what they would look like.
No, nothing.
There's fucking kids running around slinging heroin to fucking like little girls prostituting themselves out, and that's just normal life over there. It's disgusting,
bro. But at the same time, that's why
they make the best fighters, dude. Yeah. That's like Francis Ngannou. He wouldn't be as tough as he was if he was born in LA with parents who earned $400,000 a year.
Driving a fucking Bentley around. Yeah,
yeah. He had to walk the Sahara Desert 6 times to get into
to get to Europe. It's fucked, man. But yeah, that's the thing. As much as it's shocking, you wouldn't see it. Yeah, if they were from a different background.
No, you wouldn't. You'd never. That's what. Fuck. I didn't have the right. Did you have a pretty good upbringing? Because it's more impressive. When people like don't have a rough upbringing and then they're just because that's a mindset thing.
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, like I had a great upbringing, man. Yeah,
like Conor McGregor's kid ain't gonna be champ of the world.
Nah.
He'd be stupid to want to be.
Nah, that's the thing, and that's the thing. Like, probably, yeah. Like I had a great upbringing, man. Like I grew up killer. I went to.
You're just an angry cunt.
Yeah, I'm just a fucking short, angry little fucker with a chip on my shoulder. No, like I had a great upbringing, man. Like I went to private school. Yeah, like parents always did fucking everything for me. They're beautiful people.
You used to get into heaps of fights. And shit. Did you cop a good hiding ever?
Not really. No, probably younger.
Undefeated in the streets and the ring.
I don't know about that. Fucking yeah, like because being a shorter lad growing up. Any school you go to, whatever it is, footy, everyone fucks with you. So that's probably a lot of what it comes with. You're probably just angry, sick of it getting fucked with. And then, you just... I like to fight, but I want to be better at it.
I've never been real fucked up, but one of the other time at the Grand when I got, I didn't get fucked up, but I got dropped.
Yeah.
That was, that to me is the funniest moment ever.
It's a bit of a wake up. You're like,
no, it was just funny how it happened because it was like back then I used to fester on it a lot and I used to be like, fuck.
Can't believe that happened.
But now I'm like, that's fucking hilarious because I don't know what happened, but I got into a fight with these two dudes smaller than us. They were short motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I was like, finally. And
I was like,
easy work. Let's go around the side. And then I was like, all right, let's do it. And I was fucking hammered. And it was my birthday. And I was looking at this motherfucker. And I was like, oh no. And I looked at him and both of them had fucking full collies. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sleep. So
I was joking, boys.
So I was too deep into it. I was like, I know I'm going to sleep. I just hope it's quick. So we started up. And then fucking before you knew it, this little ninja cunt has whipped his leg up to my nose and fucking gone boof. I didn't get knocked out, but I remember I hit the floor, and you get flash knocked out and you just fucking just woke back up straight away, but I woke up to see the cops running directly at me. So I fucking chucked a U-turn and I fucking just bolted as fast as I could to the back car park of the Grand.
Yeah.
And usually cops will stop running, but I looked behind me and this was fucking RoboCop, dude.
Hot on your tail.
I picked the only cop that was fucking 6'2" and looked like The Rock. And I was like, I'm gonna get arrested right now. So I just dropped to my knees. I was like, all right, don't fuck me up. And as soon as I said that, he's just running with his knee and just
charged it.
Smashed me, slit my eye all the way here, massive black eye immediately. And I'm like, all right, you got your knee in. Can you just not arrest me because it's my birthday? And he's like, give me your ID. And he looked at my ID and he goes, all right, I'm not going to arrest you, but you're going to need some stitches.
Cop that,
And I was like, I deserve that. But
100%. Fucking hell.
But that was fucking, that used to irk me for years. But now when I look back on it, it's like, oh, I deserve that.
That's the thing. As you get older, it's like you're getting little biffs and that with people. It's like you look back and you're like, fuck, man,
I'm lucky.
Dumb as shit.
Just 100%. Lucky. Because lucky they didn't have a fucking knife. Or
and that's nowadays, crazy. It's even worse.
People love stabbing people now
because no one can fight.
People just love stabbing people.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
That's one thing that sketches me about going to America is people just got guns.
That's it.
So I just got to, if someone yells at me, I'm just going
Yeah.
to just look at the floor.
I do the same,
I'm from
mate.
Australia. What do you
Yeah.
want me to do? I can't dodge a bullet.
No, fuck that. And it's so common over there. Like, it's not like here. It's like, oh, you know.
Or everyone's packing guns over there.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to fucking slip an angle and slip from a
No.
bullet.
You're not
Like,
throwing a check hook to a fucking.
it doesn't
22.
matter how tough you are. It's fucked over there.
No, and it's common. Like
Even here now, when I see some of these little fucking... When I went to Perth to watch the UFC, and I was in the city the first night. I was just walking around. I wasn't too drunk. I was just walking around and I was getting a feed before I went to bed. It was like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was on their version of Hindley Street in Northbridge.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down, and this group of like 20 little 13-year-old kids were running around causing havoc, smashing cars, and I was like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
And one of them, I was just gazing off into the distance, and one of them was like, you got a fucking problem? And I was like, I don't know.
Who the fuck are you?
I don't, do I? And fucking I was like, oh, all of these cunts are probably carrying knives right now.
That's it, man.
But because the fights were on, I looked at this cunt and he was sketched out too, and I could tell he was a fighter. And I was like, all right, so we mates now. And he just came and sat next to me, and we walked each other to our fucking rooms and shit.
It's fucking out of control.
But they wouldn't have been a day older than 13. But it makes you think, how shit's their life that they have to be out at fucking 2 in the morning when you're 13?
That's it, bro. So like,
where's the fucking parents?
That's the field that I work in a lot. Like, I work in schools and that with the kids. Like, I used to work with at a previous school with kids that, you know, have been removed from their families and they're in resi care and all that kind of stuff. And like, as much as you can judge certain kids for their behaviours, you fucking, it's a reflection of the way they've been brought up, man. They didn't choose to act like that. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It makes you think, what kind of shit life do these poor cunts come from?
It's fucking shocking, man.
I used to go, there's these, behind the police station on Beach Road, there's a group of flats. I used to go there to pick something up sometimes. Like, someone used to sell weed there.
Yeah.
And you used to go, they call them the crack flats because it's just housing trust, but it's in these apartment blocks, and they give them to homeless people and shit.
Yeah.
I always used to see in the courtyard these little kids. They would have been no older than fucking 10. They lived there by themselves and they used to sling weed.
No shit.
And it's like, fucking, how shit was your life?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be fucked when you're older.
That's
You're
where
gonna be a loser.
That's where you're starting, bro. Yeah.
You're going to be a fucking heroin addict by the time you're 14.
It's fucking horrible, eh?
And you're going to be in jail for something stupid by the time you're 17. And it's all the parents' fault.
100%. Like, you don't...
So that's when you see these homeless cunts and these crackheads, you're like, oh, you're just someone's kid that just fucking got dicked.
It doesn't happen for no reason.
It's very rare that someone does it on their own accord.
No, you don't wake up one day and go, I've got a perfectly
I'm
good
going to
life.
fuck my life
I'm
up.
going to get on the pipe and fucking go live on Hindley Street. No one does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, that's what, you know, like a lot of what I've, you know, try and like do at work, and that is, you know, trying to, you know, find some type of way to help the kids, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I recommend a lot of times. Boxing, anything that kind of helps. Like, you don't have to have one option. You don't have to follow what your folks do. You don't have to follow what's around you, you know? But it's hard, man. Like, fucking 9 out of 10 of the kids in a lot of those areas, fucking, that's their life, man.
When you grow up and when you were born and your mum was fucking hitting heroin when you were in the womb, and you're fucking born addicted to heroin.
What are you supposed to do, man?
Born into shit fucking family life, your uncle fucking molests you, like, all that shit. That's just fucking wild.
What are you supposed to be? Yeah, killer. I'm just gonna go to uni. And
I'm gonna go be a doctor.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about that type of shit. It doesn't happen, and that's horrible, because.
But then if those kids, what those kids don't understand is if they focus that fucking hatred that they have in them into an avenue like a fighting or any avenue, if they focus all of that fucking hate they have in them for good reason, and they will be so scared of failure. It's probably the opposite. They're not scared of fucking anything. No. That's what gives you that superhuman ability. When you got nothing to lose,
man, everything is a fucking win. That's why those type of lads like Mike Tyson's, all that type of shit.
It's like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm ready to die. You're not ready to fucking die.
I wasn't even meant to make it to fucking 11, mate.
I'm ready. If I die, it's a blessing to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're not fucking ready to die.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's the thing, It's like, mate, anything I'm doing apart from the shit I've been brought up with is a positive. Like, they have an amateur fight. You know, they go and start MMA. They start doing anything that's somewhat positive. That's a win. Because no one else that they hang around is doing that. You know, that's why they're dangerous.
The greatest fuck. I feel bad for anyone who doesn't appreciate or follow any combat sports.
Oh, it's
a
beautiful world, man. People don't see it as that.
It's
but
you meet the nicest motherfuckers 100%. In the world from any form of combat sports gym. You always meet the best people.
That's it. And like it's.
Do you know how hard it is to be a cunt after you've been choked out or punched in the face for fucking 40 minutes?
No, what are you going to say?
You know where you stand in the hierarchy.
And that's the thing. It teaches these young lads that are running around with knives or whatever it is, a bit of respect.
I fucking cried one night after training.
Oh.
When I was like, I would have first went there, and there's this girl that trains at the gym, Taylor Ford, Olympic. She's an Olympic wrestler.
Okay, yeah.
Animal. One of the strongest people you'll ever see, male or female. Right. Freak. Like, she's so strong, she'll manhandle a 100-kilo man like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. And I didn't know who she was, and she fucking belted me once. And I went in my car, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's going on?
But, like, it's so good for you to do that.
It is. Because it goes, you know so what, maybe like, especially for lads like that, it's like, maybe I'm not the man. Maybe I should actually...
I'm like here.
Yeah.
There's so many levels to the game that you don't... Like, you would spar people sometimes and get humbled and be like, okay,
100%, yeah.
That was good for me because I was fucking getting too ahead of myself for a moment there.
That's it. And, like, the reason that I've kind of progressed the way that I have is, like, probably the majority, if not... fucking 80% of my amateur career, especially the young years when I was still learning, I got the piss punched out of me. Like, I cried after fucking heaps of sparring sessions, man, because I got flogged. But bit by bit, you keep turning up, you get those couple shots in, you keep getting better and better and better. That's the only way to get better. As much as it's hard and it is a really humbling experience, that's the only way to do it. In anything in life, you've got to fail fucking so many times before you get good at anything. You don't just rock up and be good at something.
An office job, same thing. You gotta just keep going, you get better.
That's what you learn. Oh, maybe I should slip that way. Or, maybe I should have, went a different way about filing that fucking report. Whatever it is, It's the only way to get anywhere in life is failure, man.
Well, hopefully this year I'll see a lot more of you because I'm going to try and make a massive move in the combat sports fucking scene in Adelaide. I want to start doing some commentary.
That'd be sick.
I'm going to hit up Moston I got a professional cinematographer I work with, and I want him to come with me to the fights and record me just
taking the piss.
Fucking causing havoc, going drinking, post-fight interviews, shit like that, just to get the word out. Because South Australia is such a small state, and we produce some fucking savages here.
100%. I reckon, I don't know if you've seen it, like, so Fisher, the DJ, Fisher, before he was a DJ, he was like a professional surfer, like on the tour and stuff like that.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, he's a machine. He was actually a wicked surfer, and he did a lot of videos like that around the tours and that, like all the WSL tours. Exactly like that, like going around and just taking the fucking piss out of everyone.
We were talking about Fisher the other day. He has the fucking funniest laugh.
Oh, bro, you just start like, it doesn't matter what he says, eh?
Have you seen the video where he's high as fuck? I don't know.
At the hot dog stand? It's fucking crack up, hey.
Oh, fuck. Oh, he's having a kid.
Oh, I thought he had one, eh?
No, I don't know if he had a miscarriage. No.
Oh, no
so
shit.
One of his best friends, I'm going to butcher the story, but there's a book about it. This isn't the exact story, but this is kind of what happened. One of his best friends passed away or something, and before he passed away, his missus took his they took his semen out.
No shit.
And they impregnated her with... This is very rough. Please search it up.
Yeah.
They impregnated her, and she had a kid, and she always comes on tour because it was Fisher's best mate, or Fisher's best mates with her.
Yeah.
Or Fisher's missus' best mates with her. She always comes on tour with the kid. So all the videos you see of Fisher and the kid is with that kid.
Oh, there you go. Because I always thought it was his.
If I'm butchering the story as well, that is the basis of the story. But I probably missed some fine details. But that's the story.
Look, I had no idea. Right? That's flat out.
Yeah, I think Fisher's missus is pregnant. He's a fucking legend, dude.
Oh, he's funny as fuck.
He looks like he'd be so fun to hang out with.
Oh, baby, loose.
And you look at... What's that? Sorry, what was that?
You look like his family and that. Like, he takes videos of his old man. His old man's fucking exactly the same, mate.
Just that laugh makes me fucking cry.
Oh, it's piss up.
He's a funny cunt. I won't keep you too long, But thanks for coming on. Just give everyone a shout out of your Instagram and shit where they can follow all your shit.
Yeah. So
let's get it.
Instagram is Connor. I don't even know what my fucking username is. It's Connor Reed. I think it's like a double underscore at the end.
Actually,
or something
wait. Before we do this, is your actual middle name Hercules?
It is. Yeah. So I get asked this a lot, eh? So my
I was spinning out.
Yeah. So no shit. My grandpa's name was Hercules.
Was it?
Yeah. No shit.
Are you Greek?
Nah.
What?
I'm Dogger. Yeah. So I don't even know how it came about, but yeah, on my license it's Connor John Hercules Reed.
Oh, because I was looking at your box rack and I was like,
Yeah.
I was on the bed with my missus and I was like, all right, this says legal name, and I'm like,
It's got to be legit.
surely not. And then I was showing it to
Yeah,
her,
no shit.
and she's like, because I think she knows someone that knows you.
Yeah, right.
And she was like, oh. No, I think that's his actual name, and
No
I was
shit.
like, "There's no fucking way that's his actual
Yeah,
name."
I get it all the time. Like people be like,
That's the
fuck
fucking
off, man.
dopest
Yeah.
shit I've ever.
It's my first port of call. I whip the wallet out and get the driver's license. I'm like, no, legit, that's my fucking middle name.
They should have
Yeah.
called you Hercules Reed.
Yeah, that's it. Just
That's
keep it
a
at that.
dope name.
Yeah, no, so that's pretty cool. That's why obviously we run this type of stuff.
That's
But,
fucking
yeah.
sick. All right, but yeah, where can they can catch you at Connor Reed on Instagram?
Yeah, and then I'm trying to think. Facebook would just be Connor Reed. I think I've got a TikTok going at the moment as
You
well,
do?
which is just
Training shit.
Connor Reed as well. I think. Yeah, that's really about it, man. Yeah,
That's about it.
but yeah, no, like we've got
Tune in, suss him out on YouTube. I'm sure if you type in Connor Reed boxing,
Yeah.
he'll come up. If you haven't seen his last fight, I don't know the name of the opponent.
it was Broby Martin.
Broby Martin.
Yeah,
Broby Martin. If you search that, that is one of the nicest finishes you'll see.
yeah, it turned out right.
It's just fucking nice punch.
Yeah, and look, Adelaide's just starting to pick up. So if you're from here, start coming along. The
Yeah,
events,
buy the tickets. Like the events are so fun. Golden Gloves and Moston and stuff.
Killer.
They really care about boxing.
Fucking oath.
So
Yeah.
they want the best product. The food at that event, I didn't eat any because I was fucked, but it looked amazing.
That's it. Yeah, no, they do a good job of it, which is what you want to see. You don't want to be paying money just to.
Nah, you want to see a show.
Yeah, it's a professional event and they're killing it. Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on.
No, I appreciate you having me, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.